Hi guys, this is Matt and welcome back to the channel. This week we have got something slightly different. So you're usually used to watching me hit balls. This week we've got one of our members, Paul.
I'm an average golfer, playing off 15.8, so yeah, pretty much an average golfer.
Yeah, so I think it's really going to be quite interesting for you guys as the viewers, looking at somebody off 16 handicap compared to myself. We're going to compare two types of shafts. We're going to look at a soft regular shaft in a driver, so we've got the Ping G425, and then we're going to compare it to an extra stiff shaft. We're going to look at spin, height, launch, distance, consistency, all these factors to see how it influences Paul's overall game. So we're going to hit 6 shots with each shaft and take a look at the data towards the end.
Yeah, looking forward to the shots.
Great, let's do it, Paul. And you're on time. So soft regular to kick us off.
Yep.
Yeah, very interesting there. Just initially, you can see that spin rate at 5,000, which is very high. You know, we're usually looking at anywhere between sort of 2,000 and 3,000. So 5,000 suggests that the shaft is obviously very soft.
And that's my typical club speed.
Is it? Yeah.
90, 93 miles an hour.
Yeah. So I mean 90 to 93. You're typically looking in the regular range, but you're getting close to stiff. So we are,
right, yeah.
All I've said before, we're looking at club speed as a guide, predominantly, but we're also looking at the flight.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's interesting.
But that one's a slight slice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or fade.
Mm-hmm. Nice strike. Again, really solid strike there. So you've hit it.
So that's probably on my high speed.
Yeah, 93. So you've hit it pretty quick, but again, spin very high. So that's where you're going to lose out a little bit on distance.
So what happens, Matt, if you get a higher spin? What's going to happen to the ball?
Mainly loss of distance,
right,
but equally loss of control as well. So
I presume if it's a windy day and it's got a lot of spin on the ball, that's going to affect the ball flight.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So you don't really want too much spin on the ball.
No. Looking at this guide here, you can see that for your typical speed swing, we want these numbers in this blue column. So you can see that the spin, launch and the height are all too high. So as you say, playing in the wind, you're going to lose a lot of control. You're not going to be able to cope with those conditions, if you like. So
and the ball speed's quite low as well, isn't it?
Yeah. So losing not only on accuracy, or in that case you've actually hit a pretty good shot, but we're not going to win today.
No.
You can see again from where it says your total at 213, your optimal is actually 233. So your ball speed down, so you're losing 20 yards.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's quite surprising me. The angle of attack is minus 3.1, but the ball has gone high.
Yeah, I mean typically as you hit.
Because really you want to be hitting up on the ball, and you think you get more height.
Yeah, I mean typically as you hit down on it more, you create more spin.
Right. Yeah.
So that's going to affect it as well.
Yeah.
And it can get a bit complicated, but that's the spin loft as well. So the spin loft, that far left column, that's the relationship between the attack angle and then where the club face is pointing.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So essentially there you've hit down on it, but you presented a lot of loft as well.
Should I try one more and see if I can get my angle of attack?
Yeah, why not?
Positive thing.
Yeah. Again there, I honestly not picked up the attack angle there.
No.
But again, you struck it okay, but
it's
again,
a high spin.
Spin's so high. Yeah, so you've hit 3 decent shots there, but there's just too much spin.
But really, it's not carrying very far, has it?
No.
But it felt like quite a decent strike, really.
Yeah. Let's try one more, and then we're going to look at the polar opposite in the extra stiff.
Right. Yeah.
Again, you guys watching, this is why it's so important that you do get a fit in. So when you are looking at a new driver, expensive drivers, you know, over £400, you must get a fit in because you can see very quickly how important that shaft is. Okay, so let's hit one more. Yeah, so definitely. How was the strike on that one?
It felt good, but I lost my balance a bit on the follow through, which.
Yeah, I did see that you lost it a little bit. I mean, accuracy is
that's
good.
actually gone really straight.
Yeah. And we'll look at that at the end. So once we've hit a few with the extra tip, we'll look at the dispersion and compare the two, because you have hit it pretty well.
Yeah.
But one thing, as I said, in here we can't simulate perhaps windy conditions where that height and the spin would clearly get affected. In different weather conditions. So, I mean, how did that feel, just as we're changing the shafts over here, how did that feel?
It did actually feel a little bit whippy when I was hitting it. So,
So
you could tell it was more flexible than what I'm used to.
Okay. And what do you have normally in your drive?
I normally have a regular.
Regularly, yeah. So you pretty much are in that bracket.
Yeah.
And that's it, you know, if it does feel whippy, more than likely you're going to lose control.
Yeah.
So it is.
And I'd say the average shot on a golf simulator like this is probably 220 yards.
Okay.
80.
Yeah.
Medium.
You've averaged 193 there, so definitely.
I've lost some distance.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so now we're going into the X-Flex, so extra stiff. Typically this would be for players over 105 miles an hour, so clearly Paul's not there.
No.
But it's going to be interesting just to compare the two and see how much the difference is. Exactly the same loft, we've got the same head. Let's just tag this extra stiff. Okay, let's see it, Paul.
Yeah. Well, that felt like a good strike.
Yeah, and amazing, look at that spin. Really dropped, 18, 1900 there.
But it looks, well, I've obviously pulled it, but it didn't feel like I did pull it with the swing. It's gone straight.
Yeah, it's just a straight pull left, isn't it? Again, what's interesting there, your club speed's near enough the same as what it was. Ball speed's up a little bit, and again, that spin is down compared to where it was, you know, over half, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you can see now that, you know, you're hitting that optimal number. Yes, it's a little bit low for your swing speed, but you can see that it's not carrying as far because of the spin so low, but you're getting a roll as well. Two polar opposites there. You've got a soft.
That's a good distance, isn't it? 30 yards.
Absolutely, yeah. And again,
it's got more roll.
Yeah. So you might actually find someone that perhaps plays links golf that wants to hit it lower with less spin. Although they might not typically be in an extra stiff bracket, you know, it might work for someone.
I know people probably don't generally do it, but could you actually change your club for a particular round? Say if you want to hit it lower or.
Yeah. I mean, again, that's all part of the fitting process. So you have to think, right, what do I want out of this golf club? Where do I play?
But you won't say like, oh, it's windy today, I'll play with the stiff.
No, I mean, because most people are already going to have one shaft.
Yeah.
There's the adjustability in the head to change loft, but in terms of shaft, you know, once you've got your shaft fixed, then
you just
most
stick
people
with
are
that.
going to stick with that.
Yeah. Right. That felt like a decent strike.
Yeah, decent hit.
Pulled it slightly, but
I mean,
typical speed.
Spin was marginally high, but was still pretty good. Again, this is where obviously technique comes into it a little bit again. But that's good, you know, distance is good. Interesting enough, you're pulling these compared. Again, that might be technique as well. So so there's an element of that as well.
That's the thing with a higher handicap.
That's it, yeah. And again,
consistent.
You have to bear that in mind as well, don't you, when you are fitting what shaft is going to give the consistency.
That's right.
Know?
Yeah.
But yeah, so far so good. Let's hit a couple more.
One.
Good strike. Yeah, really solid
I can't
hit
believe
there.
they're all going to the left.
Yeah, Yeah, and
I
again,
don't feel like I'm doing anything different, and they're all consistently going to the left.
91 feet, so 30 yards, so it's quite far left. It's not destructive left.
No.
Part of that, I mean, which is probably not for today, but the path, you can see your path is 8.5 across it.
That's quite a lot,
so you're coming a long way across it, which is why you're pulling it a little bit.
Yeah.
Again, from a sort of performance point of view, on a flight point of view, you see that spin rate there, 2.6, 2,600. Ball speed's probably one of your best ones so far today.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably your longest hit today there, 235. So quite a difference. Again, you feel like you're not doing that much different.
No.
But certainly in terms of distance and spin, I'm quite excited to see the results because it's quite a big difference.
Yeah.
Let's see one more.
Well, it'd be interesting to see how a regular shaft
Yeah.
compares to these.
Yeah. Good strike again.
That's not gone as far to the left. No, it's not picked up all the danger, has it?
Yeah, let's try one more. Good strike again though, good distance. And only 37 feet left there, so not as far offline.
No. Lost me balance slightly.
Yeah. Again, really good. Really good. Spin 2-4.
Yeah.
Carry, total.
Fairly consistent, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, again, you're asking the same question about that soft rake. How did that feel? So you felt the soft rake was clearly whippy. Did that feel any different?
Yeah, you can feel it's stiffer.
Yeah.
But it's surprising. I feel like I'm hitting it well, but I'm still pulling it for some reason.
Yeah.
Whether that's anything to do with the shaft or just the way I'm playing.
I think with the stiff.
Displacement's nowhere near as.
I mean,
as bad, is it?
Your dispersion's very good with an X-Flex. The dispersion's well grouped. You're right, you are a long way left. I do think that's, in your case, I do think it's more technical. You're definitely coming over the top. And perhaps the soft regular shaft, the extra spin can sometimes help as well. Kind of hold the line a little bit better. Grouping is better with the X-Flex, definitely, and clearly
it is,
it's a lot longer as well. Obviously in the orange there with the X-Flex. So just to summarise, the dispersion is clearly a lot better with that extra stick.
It is.
I mean, the way it's turning out, I don't think you're probably going to be either of these two, soft regular or extra stiff, but it does highlight how the shaft does clearly influence things. Okay, so as I said, dispersion is much better with the extra stiff. Let's just look at a few of the numbers now. So quite interesting to see, we can see extra stiff at the top, soft regular at the bottom. Big difference in ball speed, 133 to 123.
Yeah.
Spin is huge, you can see there from 2.5 to just over 4,000, and that's really one of the biggest factors in the change in shaft. Is influencing that spin rate, and again, part of it is how that is relative to the technique as well. But clearly, for you, that extra stiff does bring it down a little bit. Typically, you can see on your path here, you're generally across it 6 degrees. So and down on it. So if you're crossing down, you're generally going to spin it more. So that extra stiff has actually helped you control the spin in some way. And then massive difference in the distance, isn't there? Carried 205 to 183, total 230 to 193. So you're looking at
a massive difference.
Nearly 40 yards, isn't it? Which is incredible. Again, height, much lower, 68 feet to 110. So it's nearly half the height. I mean,
the launch angle's quite massively different as well.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and that essentially because you've got the soft regular shaft, it's creating a lot more dynamic loft. Because of that kind of whip, if you like,
and the spin.
And the spin is influenced. Yeah. I guess if we look at those two bits of data, the only minor thing I say mine, it's not mine, but is the side, you know. So everything points towards extra stiff is better. The only thing that is different is the side, so 76 feet to the left, plus or minus 19 feet, and then obviously the soft regular is plus or minus 38 feet. So the soft regular did look more accurate, but if we were to compare those two, you'd certainly say that the extra stiff is by far.
Well, generally, if you worked on your swing, I presume you'd get
you get
better.
Yeah, and it's written it out.
Yeah, and close to the target.
Yeah. So thanks again for today, Paul.
Yeah,
it's been very interesting just sort of comparing the two, and you know, quite a big difference.
It is.
So
thanks
for watching, guys, and I'll we'll look forward to seeing you again very soon.